Okay, good evening. I'm Staz. I used to play Hearthstone before Axie. So I'm here. I used to play Hearthstone for 10 years. I'm playing online games for 25 years. Playing computer games for around 20 to 25 years already. So this is like my passion and hobby for a long time already. So um, yeah. So I'm gonna teach you about the right today. I'm gonna teach you about the basics uh, and a brief introduction of Axie Origins. Okay, so yeah, so this is basically a card game as well, where you need to collect uh, Axies in and use them to fight in the arena or in the adventure. Okay, so first I will have a brief introduction of the interface. So this one's the is your avatar. You can change it based on your preference. There's only few for now, and you can also change the border. They only have one right now, I think. Okay, so this is my ID, Staz YGG. You can change it here. Then click OK. Okay, this one, this icon is all about the news. Okay, patch notes, and etc. Okay, this is your mailbox, friend list. I only have one friend. Okay, settings. Okay, so this icon, Axie, this is where you can see all your axes. So the thing about the Origin is they give you free axes, these three and these two. Um, so you can try it for free without buying axes. Okay, so okay, this is where you create your team. So this is my team right now. This is what I'm using uh for the leaderboards. Okay, so I'm gonna create a team. First, you need to create a team. Okay. Yeah. We'll just use the free axis. So okay, I'm not really familiar with this axis because I used to play V2 and I already have several axes. I decided to use them instead of the free ones. So I think this is also the first time I'm using them. Okay, then click save. Okay. Input any team name here. Okay. Then in order to use your team, you just have to select it. Then click this select. Okay, it's not showing up, so I'm gonna do that again. Okay. Okay, so our team is ready. Okay, inventory. This is where we can see our items. So there are different types of item here in Axie. So okay. These are moon shards. This is used for crafting runes, charms. I'm gonna discuss more about runes and charms later on. Okay, SLP. This is also used to craft runes and charms, but you can also sell it for real money. This is one way of earning in here in Axie by selling SLP, but in my opinion, it's not really the most uh, profitable method of earning real money. I'd rather go for leaderboards and earn AXS. I'll show you later about that. So here's crafting. Mm, okay. Or my crafting is maxed out. So basically, here are your you can see here your crafting recipes. Now, so this one, for example, this recipe, uh, has a chance of if you use this recipe, you have a chance of getting you have a 25% chance of getting a rune, 75% chance of getting a charm, and 100% chance of common charms and runes are the most basic rune and charm, and also the weakest, unfortunately. But it's having a lot of them early on is also good. Basically, early on you want to craft as much commons as possible in order to fill up your potential points. Okay, I'll teach you about those later on. So here are the other recipes as well. Uh, okay. So basically there are I think I'm going fast. So wait a second. Okay. Basically here are the crafting recipes. You can also disenchant any runes or charms that you don't need in order to have moon shards and SLP. And you can use those to craft again other runes and charms. So basically even you can also um I mean getting used that you don't I mean sorry. Basically you can disenchant the useless runes and charms in order to gain moon shards and SLP, then craft again until you get what you want. Okay. Okay. So
Hello.
hello. Yes.
Guys, just kindly mute your mic so we don't actually interrupt our speakers Staz for tonight. And if you have any questions, please drop it down on the English voice text. So thank you so much, Staz. You may actually continue.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So there. By the way, I'm gonna discuss more about the runes and charms. So basically, each axie has 6 skills. You can find it here. This one is one of the free axes that Sky Mave is giving every players. Oleg. So I think he's the tank. So we're gonna putting him in front. So he's the one taking the he will be the first one taking the damage. And I think this is Puffy, another free axie. You can also see her 6 skills or cards. Okay, so for this one, it's Puff. So this one, uh, this one, okay. So wait, this number one. Uh, this is the energy cost. Basically, actually, we can play a game so you can understand. Okay. So we'll be playing the easiest stage in adventure. Okay, this one. In order to see them in action, so it's easy to understand. Okay. Okay, so we go first. Okay, so here's the gameplay. Uh, Puff. This one cost 1 energy. So basically, we start with for this. I think in adventure it's different. Here we start with 3 energy. So that means we can play 3 1 cost card. You can see the cost on the upper left side of the card. Then beside it is number 60 means, which means it deals 60 damage. And the additional effect is heal HP equal to 50% of the unblocked damage. So as long as the damage is not blocked, you're gonna recover HP based on how much damage you've dealt. So if you dealt 60 damage, you'll be healing 30. Okay. So we'll use this one. Okay. Also, here in the card you can see what Axie has sorry. Okay, this one is Persimmon. Uh so its effect is target enemy. So basically you can target enemy, but we only have one enemy for this stage. So okay. So basically our goal is to finish the stage by killing the enemies. And okay, this one beetroot. So by the way, you can see which Axie is using this skill in this I mean sorry. Okay. This card is it's a move by Oleg. This Axie. So yep. Beetroot, limit 1, draw 1 card. So limit 1 means you can use 1 of that card only per turn. So basically you can have 3 of the same axes. Uh, it allows you to play 3 different 3 the same axes. But I mean you can form a team with 3 the same axes, but only one of them can use this type of card with limit. Meaning only a set number of copies of this card can be played each turn. Once the limit is reached, other copies will be disabled till the end of the turn. So it means that you can only use one of these per turn. Okay. So okay, there are 2 waves for this stage. So now we have 2 enemies. So after you use all your energy, you can end your turn and wait for your enemy's turn to finish. Okay. Okay, so this one costs 2 energy and deal 120 damage. Okay, let's use this. Okay, this one. Okay, this is a skill card, meaning it doesn't deal damage, but it gives an extra effect. So this one is gonna give you 4 rage. So rage, single attacks deal 2 bonus damage per stack. AoE attacks get 50% of this bonus. This unit suffers 1 extra damage from direct attacks. Enter Fury form at 10 stacks. So that's what rage does. So basically it is a buff in some way. You deal extra damage but you take more. So I'll discuss more about buffs and debuffs later on, and also curses. But for now, let's kill this enemy first. Okay. so for this one, it deals 40 damage only, but we gain 40 shield. Something like okay. Okay. So this one doesn't cost any energy, but you gain 50 shield and it vanishes after you use it. Meaning this is your banish pile. Actually, I'll explain to you the interface first of this screen. Here in the history, you can see what cards are played from turn 1. So these are the cards played per turn. You can see it in the history. This one are the emotes. If you want to send any emotes to your opponent, you can click this, then choose whatever you want. Okay. So this is your draw pile. Mm, okay. So you can see what cards are left in your deck. So for next turn, we only have 2 cards left. So will be it is guaranteed that we will be drawing these 2. Okay. After you use your cards, it goes to the discard pile here. Then after you draw every card in your draw pile, your discard pile is then shuffled into your back to your draw pile. Then you can use discard once again. In the banish pile, this one is different because it banishes, so it goes directly to your banish pile. Okay. So it doesn't go back to your deck after you use it. It just vanishes, unless you use a certain card, which return a card from your banish pile to your discard pile. We'll discuss that card later on. Okay. So here you can track how much energy. I mean, what cards or how many cards of your opponent is discarded or banished, and how many cards is left to your from your opponent deck. So I think we can see more accurate information on the arena compared in the instead of the adventure for these details. Okay. Also for this icon, you can surrender, change the setting, or resume your game. Okay, let's use persimmon, succulent. So risky trunk, you can okay. So this costs 2 and 50. I mean, it's green, so it meaning it heals your opponent compared to this one. And the color at the back of the damage indicates if it heals, gives shield, or deal damage. So this one red means it deals 65 damage. So this one heals for 50, cost 2, and it's gonna heal all your allies. Okay, this one tiny dino. Also this one, if initial, it deals 15 more damage. Initial means if it is the first. If you played it first in your turn before playing any other cards, you get an extra effect which deals. I mean, it if it is the first one you played, you will deal 15 more damage. Okay, okay, for this one, retain, meaning this card will not be. It has retain. This card will not be discarded from your hand at the end of your turn. So basically, after your turn, you discard. Normally, you discard all your cards uh, if you don't play them. But if a certain card has retain, you just keep it. If you don't, uh, even if you don't play it. Okay, so I think I can end my turn for now. So you can see the effect of retain. So it doesn't go to the discard file. Okay. Okay, so discard Sprout. Target any ally. So it means you can target any ally with discard, and also it heals. It has two effects. It gives 40 shield and it gives 40 HP. So we can try it here. Okay. Okay. I think I made a mistake. I should have played this one because this has initial, which restores HP. So, but it's okay. Okay. So here in the adventure, there are certain stages that gives you stars, in which they'll give you a certain milestone or reward for getting a specific number of stars. So okay, for this one, it gives you three. Basically all big stages gives you 3 star if you complete all the objectives. 1 star if you beat the stage, and they will give you 2 stars if all axes are alive. Then 3 stars if you win less than 20 turns. So if you manage to get all those, if you manage to finish all those objectives, they basically you get 3 stars. And those stars, if you get enough stars, you get certain milestone rewards. So at 6, 15, and 21 stars, yeah, you get some moon shards that can be used for crafting runes and charms. Okay. Also, this is the foraging reward. So uh, this is like they give you free experience and moon shards as well. Uh, for every hour that passes. So I think it is capped at 12 hours. So basically, you want to click collect every 12 hours to maximize your uh, moonshard gains. Okay. Also, there's tutorial here if you need. Okay. Yeah. If you want to learn more about different stuff, so there's also a tutorial here. Okay. So yep. Okay. Wait a second. Okay. And I think we can go to our collection. So here you can see all your runes and charms. So basically, runes and charms can be equipped to your Axie in order to make them stronger. Okay, so we can try it now. Actually, that's what makes this game interesting. Uh, there's so much runes and charms that can be equipped to your Axies, and there's so much strategies that is involved. Uh, I mean that it's easy to learn. It's one of the game that uh, is really easy to learn, but uh, very hard to master because of the depth that these runes and charms offer to the game. Okay, and there's also so much cards that can be used. So yep. So So right now, okay, let's okay. Right for now, let's try equipping runes and charms. Okay, so we can. Okay, so there are two types of runes and charms. Uh, some of them are class specific, meaning for okay. So for this one, Oleg is a plant axie. Uh, there are two kinds of rune. The common rune or the neutral. I mean the neutral rune, meaning it can be equipped to any type of axie, and also the class specific rune, which means it can only be used by that specific axie. Meaning, for example, this plant axie Oleg can only equip. Uh, I mean, this Gaia's Embrace can only be equipped by plant axes. Yeah, wait a second. Okay, this one. So here you can also equip charms. So potential points. I'll discuss more about this. Okay, potential points. Basically, if you for wait a second. Okay. So charms are special items that can be attached to an Axie card. So okay. So there are also two types of charms, the neutral one and the class specific one. So uh, one of the advantage of the class specific charms is they are generally stronger than the neutral ones. So as much as possible, you really want to use class specific charms on your Axie. Okay. So for this one, and each charm you can see for example this plant specific charm okay, it uses two potential points. So basically each axis has a potential point, total potential points of no, sorry, okay, so this axis has 9 uh, plant potential points, 1 reptile and 1 mech. So we have 9 plant potential points that can be used to allocate these charms. Okay, so this charm used 2, so yeah, we now have 7. Okay, 3, we can use another one. So I don't right now I don't have a reptile charm. Basically each axis can, for example, this is a plant axis, but it can some of its part is from another class, like this one, it's reptile. So we have 1 potential point for reptile.
May isa lang kinakabahan naman.
Slide. So we can use a vital. I don't have a reptile charm, so we'll just use a neutral charm for this one. Okay. Okay. So we still have 4 plant potential points left. So okay. We can try using this leafy pot. So each charm has different effect. Oh, this one is an epic charm. All teammates gain 1 leaf. So if you use this skill with this charm, it also it gains an additional effect of sorry, gives your teammates 1 leaf each. So there are charms that there are a lot of charms like this that gives different kinds of effects. So I'll discuss more about that when we dig deeper about the charms. Okay. So basically, that's how you equip runes and charms. In general, makes your axis stronger. Okay. So okay. Okay. So every season, your your moon shard is gonna be reset to 0. So basically, if the season starts, you start fresh with 0 moon shards. So it's a good idea to uh, craft the most basic charms first because they cost less moon shards. When I started this season, I crafted only commons. This one, the most basic recipe to fill up all the potential points for every move set. I mean, it's always good to use up all your potential points per axie, so you maximize your strength and improve your win rate early on. So basically, it makes you as strong as very strong early game if you just fill up all your potential points. So I think it's the most efficient way to get strong early game. Then getting strong early game, meaning you get a better win rate and also get more moon shards if you're winning more. So, and more moon shards means you can craft uh, more advanced recipe. You can use advanced recipes in crafting and get more powerful uh, runes and charms. Okay, so next one. Mhm. Okay. Okay, so Puffy is an aqua axis, so we can use uh okay, Bloodlust. This is a class specific um rune and also an epic one, so it's uh you can craft an epic rune if with an advanced just intermediate recipe. Okay, so as you level up your crafting level, you will be allowed to uh craft more advanced recipes. So yeah, so for this one intermediate, I'm not sure what level you're gonna unlock this, but I think it's level 5. As you level up your crafting level, you will be unlocking more advanced recipes. So first you will only get common and rare runes. Then as you level up, you'll eventually get epic and mystics. So but mystics is really hard to get. It's like 0.5% only, so it's very rare. And also here you can add utility items like this one. There are a lot of utility items, but I will discuss those later on. So this one is a moon dust. It reduces chance of rare and increases the chance of epics. So changes the rates of getting epics and rares. So basically you can add utility items to improve your chances. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. So for this one, let's also try equipping some runes and charms. This one is a vitality charm, increases HP. There are also charms like this that adds retain, meaning if you put it on uh, a card, it will have also the retain effect, meaning it will not be discarded to your discard pile, even if you don't use it. So regarding those effects, I will discuss also those later on. When we discuss about the buffs, debuffs, and the curses. Okay. Okay. I don't have much aqua. Oh, I mean I don't know why I don't have neutral runes. But let's just fill this up with charms and okay. Okay. So Baba is a beast axie. So let's see if I have a beast rune. Okay. So this is a rare rune, pangolin scale, but right now it is one of the best rune right now to start early on, and it's also cheap, so it's easy to acquire and it's also easy to craft. But if you are just unlocked, just buy. You can also buy this from the marketplace. By the way, in the marketplace you can buy axies, sell runes, charms, axies, and yeah, earn some money, and you can also okay. But it depends on the runes and charms. So okay. I mean, there are charms that can be sold in the marketplace, but there are also some that are not. So this one, this logo of Ronin, uh, indicates that it can be sold or traded to other players. And this one is just a common seasonal rune, season 1, meaning, I mean, you can use it for season 1, but you can sell it in the marketplace or trade with the other players. Okay. Oh, oh, it's oh, and this item is uncraftable. So for this season 1, they give an item that lets you choose which rune do you want. So basically, let me think about it. I think by reaching a certain crafting level, they give you some rewards. Uh, sorry. Basically, I got this when I got a certain crafting level. Then they give you an item that lets you choose a free rune. Then yeah, you can choose whatever rune you want. Then you'll you'll get that for free. So that's also one of the advantage of getting so much common runes early game. So you get stronger early on. You get more win rate. You get so much. You get more moon shards. Then you level up your crafting level as soon as possible by getting moon shards. You level up your crafting level by crafting, and by getting more moon shards, you get to craft more. Then the more you craft, the more crafting experience you get. The more crafting level you get. So it's good to level up your crafting level early on, so you get these runes, and yeah, getting these good runes early on is really good. Yep, and you get more win rate once again. So yeah, it's a cycle. So basically, you just want to get stronger as soon as possible. Okay, so yep, let's just fill this up with some runes. Okay, right now, okay, pangolin scale cannot uh cannot gain shield, but you take 15% less damage. So we can use Baba as our tank now, since because of this rune. So it's really uh this game is really flexible. It allows you to to I mean, you have the option if you want an Axie to be more tanky or deal more damage, depending on what runes and charms you put on them. So since our Baba is so tanky, we want to put him in front instead of all like. So, yep. Then save. We can change the position. Okay. Basically, you can also change your Axie position here in the team management section. So edit team, favorites, and if you want to delete your team, you can delete it. Okay, so okay. Okay, sorry, I'm a bit lost right now. So pardon for. Okay. So next. Okay, if you have. Okay, so wait a second. Okay, so we have questions. So okay, I'm gonna answer some questions first. Sorry if I'm explaining stuff. So I don't know if it's quick or I know I'm a bit disorganized. So sorry for that. But I hope you'll get what I'm teaching you. So those are the basics basically. Uh, you want before you go into the arena, you want as much runes and charms on your Axie in order to improve your win rate and win more. Okay, so I'm gonna answer some questions first. Okay, from Senpu, any lineups you can recommend so we can get 3 stars on adventure? Okay, from Bibs, any lineups? I don't know any lineups. I mean, I didn't really have a hard time in the adventure, but I think in general you want this one. Let's see. I think this comp actually adventure is pretty easy. You can basically get uh 3 stars on every stage except the last one. It's a bit more random. So you have to with the starter axes or just the basic runes and charms plus some axes. I think the hardest one is the last one. It's a bit more random and RNG-ish. You have to do it several times in order to get to 3 stars with just the starter axes. So I think basically you want actually we can try with the I forgot what the last stage looks like, but I think that was the hardest one. So if I'm gonna go finish that one, actually I forget what I used to finish that one. Let me think about it. We can try this one. Basically, energy. You might like to use axes that give extra energy. This one, target any ally, gain 1 energy. So you can play more cards uh, per turn since you have the extra energy. Actually, we can try this one uh, and equip the most basic runes, the leftover potion. But basically, this is the one of the easiest rune you can get here in the game. So let's just use those. And let's try. Okay, so if you want to feed, actually, if you're buying Axis, it's safe to buy this composition, a Beast and Double Aqua. I think it's good both in the arena and in the adventure. Uh, Aquas deal so much damage, and the beasts are so tanky, especially with those with the pangolin, and they have generally a better skill set compared to other axes. So for this is one the uh this is one of the best skill that beast can have. Little piece. It apply vulnerable for 4 turns, meaning the target, if you apply this debuff to an enemy, the target will receive 20% more damage. So I think this will be good for adventure as well if it's good in the arena. Okay, basically you want to debuff first. Uh, Risky fish, inkling. It shuffles one jinx to your opponent's discard pile. Okay, so we can discuss about curses. For this one, uh, we use this inkling. Use inkling. It shuffles one jinx to your opponent's discard pile, meaning they are after they use up, they draw all their cards from their deck. There is a possibility that they draw uh, curse cards, meaning they draw useless cards that can't be played. Or for that one, uh, actually, I'll discuss more about curse cards later on since I can show you the card again. But we'll just focus on clearing this adventure first. Okay, while finishing this stage, I can also try to answer some questions. So, Little Owl. Okay. Big Gecko. This actually loses 50 HP, heal and cleanse one time on all other allies. So this one will lose HP but heal your allies for free because it's 0 cost. Okay, since we don't have energy, we don't want to waste our Nemo. Since after you use it, it vanishes. I mean, it disappears and shuffle a confused card to your discard pile. So these energy cards are so good that the there's also a downside if you use them. So if you use this card, it will shuffle a curse on your discard pile, meaning you can draw those useless cards later on. And if you if you have a lot of curse cards in your discard pile, then you draw a lot of them. There's a chance that you don't get to use all your energy on that turn. So you lose so much tempo and might lose as well. So there's a downside on using these really good cards. Okay. Okay, let's use this since we have 2-1 cost cards. We can use the energy tail and play both Ronins. So you can take advantage of in a battle. You can have an advantage if you play your card efficiently, meaning uh, you play the exact. I mean, you use your card efficiently and not waste them. Meaning, for example, for this card, you want to play it last. As much as possible, you want to deal exact damage to your opponent. Okay, so for example, in this scenario, you can use Shoal Star and Ronin. Okay, this only deals 50 damage, but in this case, this kills it. Both of these cards will kill this front line. So we have the option to use Shoal Star and Ronin. So okay, in this scenario, I think it's better to use the Shoal Star so we can deal more damage on the second one, because Ronin deals bonus damage equal to 50% of your card's base damage times energy spent this turn. So we spent 3 energy already, so meaning uh, we deal 100 damage with Ronin, since deal bonus damage equal to 50% of this card's base damage times energy spent. So 50% of 40 is 20, then times 3 energy spent, so that's 60 additional damage. So we deal 100 damage with Ronin. And Innocent Lamb, okay, I'll explain this card to you. It allows you to select one of these Axis skill cards, meaning we can select Cottontail to discover skill cards and add a copy of it to your hand, then exile. Okay, so we can use we can select Cottontail and get that card, but uh, uh, we're going to lose this card once used exile. The card disappears for the rest of the battle, so doesn't go to the banish pile. It just uh, gone for the rest of the battle. So basically, you can only use this once, no matter what you do. There's no card effects that returns uh, cards with exile. Okay, so we can get Cottontail and heal this one, then use Ronin. Get an energy, then use Ronin. Okay. Yep. I hope we can we can still clear this one. I forgot to put runes and charms in my axis, and this is the axis. Okay. So risky fish. If initial, deal 20 more damage and apply fear to self for 2 turns. So we play this first, we deal 20 more damage and apply fear to self for 2 turns. So fear is a debuff that whenever this unit uses an attack card, it shuffles a confused into its draw pile instead of discard pile. So meaning if you shuffle a confused card in your deck, uh, in your draw pile. So compared to the discard pile, if you shuffle a curse in your draw pile, you can draw it immediately next turn. So there's a possibility that you get them next turn. So but this one is 72 HP, so we really need that extra damage. So I think we can, since we don't have any other aqua cards, it's good to still good to use risky fish and apply fear, since we will not be using other aqua cards that triggers the fear debuff on this turn. Okay, and Gecko. We want to use this. Actually, we can use this to cleanse. Cleanse, remove a debuff from target up to 5 stacks. So cleanse removes a debuff from your other axis, and meaning up to 5 stacks. There are certain effects. We will discuss those after that. That there are certain debuffs that has several stacks. I mean, I'll show it to you later on. But like, okay, I'll show those effects later on just to be clearer. Okay, this one, if initial, apply stun to the target and to self for 2 turns. So stun, target cannot use any abilities. So meaning you cannot use any abilities if you are stunned. So this is used if you get the initial effect, you apply stun both to the opponent and yourself. So, yeah. So we don't have to use our energy tail here since we don't have any card left. Since we draw a curse card. So that's the downside of using those energy tails. You get a lot of curse cards then. Okay, I hope we can kill him this turn. 90. Yeah, it's not enough. Okay, so this one has a debuff, bleed. Target loses 15 HP when playing a card. So every time this Axie plays a card, it loses 15 HP. So as much as possible, we don't want to play a card on this Axie. So yeah, this Axie is on 250. Our enemy is on 259 HP. Okay. Hmm. 30 plus 30. So we don't have any we are forced to use our one card from this axis. So instead of I think it's better to still play a card than not. So we'll be using this risky fish again. So we'll take 15 damage, but that's fine, I guess. Than not playing a card at all. Okay, so I think we're getting the 3-star reward for this one without even using charms and just the leftover potions. So yeah. Okay, I hope that answered the question. Yeah, so we can clear the hardest stage with 3 stars. I believe, yeah, since we, yeah, all axes are alive, and I believe that was less than 20 turns. So yep, this might be a good comp. Actually, this is not the perfect aquas as well. So you want as much as possible. You want pure aquas, meaning when you say pure, all of the moveset is all aqua type. I mean that axis is using all. I mean okay, okay, having okay. So by using same parts, we get more potential points. So meaning for this axis, you want as much as possible. You want all the parts to be aqua. So you can see the logo here, the bottom of the card. A fish logo means it's aqua. So this one's bird, beast. So as much as possible, you want your Axie to have all aqua moveset, so you get more potential points as well. Uh, I'll discuss more about potential points later on, but basically, and the more aqua parts an aqua Axie have, the more potential points we get. So the more potential points we get, the better charms and we can use for that Axie. So that's it. Oh, we don't even have a rune here. So I think that answered the question. This should be good. This comp should be good. Both in adventure and in the arena. The arena, I think, one of the most cost efficient lineup as well is the aqua comp. So let's discuss more about the okay. Okay, uh, about the curses. Okay. these are the different curses in the game. So for me, this is blackmail is the best curse right now. Apply it onto your furthest axis for 2 turns. If this is not used, put it onto the top of your draw pile, banish. So meaning as long if you are forced to use blackmail and apply it onto your furthest axis, and usually that furthest axis is the has the lowest HP since uh, in most composition you generally want you to put your damage dealer at the back, and they usually have uh, less HP since their focus is to deal damage. So most of the time their charms are uh, all gives additional damage. So they're usually squishy. So they are forced to use blackmail and apply taunt to it, meaning you can kill it uh, easily without killing their front axis. And if they don't use it, it just goes back to the top of their draw pile. So it's one less draw for them. Next one is burn, unplayable and ethereal. Okay, so unplayable means these cards cannot be played, and ethereal means when your ends, if the card is still in your hand, banish it. So banish means it goes to the banish pile, so it's gone. It doesn't you don't draw it. Uh, you only draw it once. So same with confused. So you draw it once, but this one days you can draw it again after if you're I mean after you draw it, it just goes again to your discard pile, then draw it again later on. Same as well as coup. So actually this one is not updated. It should be 1 cost. Gu is 1 cost, so you play this one, then it vanishes. You have to play this card and in order to get rid of it and spend 1 energy, get rid of it. Yeah. Jinx, if you draw this at the end of your turn, your furthest axis takes 15 damage. Almost the same with confused, but it deals damage. Okay. Also, this is uh, another one of the best curses. So probably as good as blackmail, since when you draw a void, you lose 1 energy, so you get 1 energy less for that turn. Actually, we haven't discussed about the energy, but okay. Okay, so yeah, status effects. Okay, so here you can. Okay, so there are this different status effect. Wait a second. Okay. So these are the different status effects. Bubble. Single attack deal damage equal to 1.4% of the target's current HP per stack. AoE deals 0.7%. Turn into bubble bomb upon reaching 4 stacks. So Aqua Axis have some of them have skills that generates bubble buff. That if you get 4 stacks, you get a bubble bomb. Okay, so let me show it to you. I think the one that we used before have oh, this one has skill. This skill, if you use it, all axes on your team gets 1 bubble. Okay. So you get 4 stacks, turns to bubble bomb, and the next attack makes bubble bomb explode and deal 20 damage to all enemies. So it's one of the good cards of Aqua There's a charm that gives let me see. I think we can discuss. I can show you the charms. This one, bubble paste. This charm, you can attach it in any card, any attack card, meaning cards that deal damage. Then if you use that attack card, all your teammates gain one bubble. Okay, so that's one of the good charms that an Aqua Axie has right now. So you're grinding in ladders, so you want this paste. Uh, you're playing competitively. So yep, that's one of the best Aqua charms right now. Okay. Yeah, it just deals so much damage right now, so you want those. And it's also cheap, so it's easy to get those paste, multiple paste as well. Okay, cleanser. Each stack negates one debuff applied to the target. So if an Axie has cleanser, and for example, another Axie, your opponent's Axie uses a debuff, it negates the debuff, so it became useless. For example, your opponent's Axie uses a card with stun or sleep, just gets negated if uh, your Axie has cleanser. Damage boost. The target has attack damage increased by 1 per stack. So okay, so it for example, if you have 1 per stack, so for example you have 5 stacks of damage boost, all your attacks gain plus 5 damage, no matter if it's AoE, multi-hit, or just single target attack. So by the way, there are different cards here. Some of them just deals this one. For example, Anemone, it deals 50 damage once. That's single. That's called single attack. But there are also multi-attack cards. Let me find them. Okay, I think we go here first. So Chubby, attack all enemies. There are cards that allows you to attack all enemies. So this one, Chubby, you deal 50 damage to all enemies. And that damage boost, for example, you get 5 stacks of that. You deal 55 to all enemies. Oh, and this one is Clamshell. It gives you 4 damage boost. So it gives you, use this card, you immediately get 4 damage boost. 4 stacks of that. Okay. Okay. Well, Furball, deal 2 hits. For example, this one. This one deals 40 damage, but it deals 2 hits, so 80 in total. So you have that damage boost. You get basically you get more damage if you got you get 10 in total if you use Furball with damage boost. So you get 45 for each hit, so 90 in total. So it's better to use that buff on these cards. So basically, it's good if you have damage buff clamshell. For example, it's good if you run an Axie with clamshell and furball. So there's somewhat a synergy. Uh, you get more damage from that buff if you use these types of card. This type of card, multi-attack cards. Okay. Okay, next one is Feather. Single or AoE attacks consume all Feather stacks. Each attack deal an attack equal to 8% cards base damage to a random enemy. Max 10 stacks. So, meaning you can only have 10 stacks of it at a certain time. So, that's the maximum. Okay, so for example, you have a 1 stack of Feather. Each stack deal an attack equal to 8%, and you attack with a 60 attack card. You deal 8% of that to another enemy, to another random enemy. So 8 times 6, 4.8. I think that's 4 damage. It's rounded down, so you deal 4 damage to another enemy. Okay, Fury, gain 1 energy when transfer, deal 75%. Okay, basically this Fury and Rage is related to each other. if you get 10 stacks of rage, you deal, you enter Fury form. So rage alone, they give each stack give 2 bonus damage, and AoE attacks still have. So yeah, but that unit also suffers 1 extra damage from direct attacks. So enter Fury form at 10 stacks. So you enter Fury form. Fury form means you gain 1 energy when transformed, deal 75% more damage until the end of the turn. So there are certain compositions that uh, utilizes this effect. They are called rage compositions right now, and probably one of the best compositions for this meta. So I think we will discuss those in our advanced topics uh, when we discuss about team compositions and competitive gameplay. So healing boost, increase healing card effects to this unit by 1 HP per stack. So if you heal a unit with a healing boost, it, for example, the heal, okay, versus cards. Okay. Basically, if you use a heal on a certain axie with this buff, it gets more HP by 1 per stack. Leave. Regen 4 HP at the end of your turn, max 5 stacks. Actually, there's so much buffs here. You can use Axie Tech to check all of them. Okay. These are also the different debuffs. So target loses 15 HP when playing a card bleed. Death mark, whenever your opponent plays an attack card, target takes 15 damage per energy spent. And heal block, target cannot gain HP. Oh, this is what the one we saw in our game. Fear, whenever this unit uses an attack card, shuffle confused into its draw pile. Yeah. So these are the different debuffs. You can find them in the Axie Tech. So okay, I think that's it. Okay, we can discuss about the pureness bonus. So let me go back to my screen. So okay. By the way, any questions? I'll try to answer more, some questions before I proceed to other topics. So any crafting recipe tips for starters? So basically you want to craft all the commons first. So until you use all your you fill up this with runes. And I mean you start with with char you craft commons until you fill up these slots and use up your potential points. And craft you start with no rune, so basically you want to get a rune as much as possible, as early as possible. So just craft the most common one first. But if you're playing competitively, you want the last recipe, which is the master recipe. So there's a chance you get Mystic, and those are the best runes and charms right now. So if you're playing competitively and going for the top leaderboards, so you generally want those best runes. But that doesn't mean actually there are epic runes that are better than mystic runes. So it depends on your goal. But basically the last crafting recipe gives the highest chances for getting the highest chance for getting the better runes and charms. So it depends on how you play the game. If you're playing casually, you can go for the cheapest recipe and the free ones if you don't want to spend SLP. But generally, in my opinion, it's better to use the recipes with SLP because you get Ronin runes and charms. Meaning even if you don't use them, you can sell them in the marketplace as well. So I think the most worth it recipe is this one. You only spend 150 SLP, but you get there's a chance that you can get epic or mystic that can be sold to the market in the marketplace. So generally for me the last one is the best one. Also if you have a lot of SLP and few moon shards, you can also use this other one. Cost more SLP but less moon shards. You have the option if you want whatever you want. Oh, this one master as well. Okay, if you want to play for free, this one doesn't cost SLP, but you don't get uh the most expensive mystics are class specific. So still, but you don't want to spend money or SLP in this game. So this one is good, but generally this one is better, I think. Okay. What? Did you already crafted mystic charms and runes? Yeah, actually, yep. That's why my crafting level is already at cap. Yeah. I sold most of them. Yeah. I think I sold all of them actually. I crafted two shady exchange, one razor blade, what else? Scotch tape. Those are mystic runes. Mm, yeah, basically I crafted a lot, but I sold most of them in the marketplace. Then I bought the runes that I want, which is this is this is the one I'm using right now. And tempo. This is the one I'm using in the leaderboards right now. This comp. I bought Holy Prayer in the marketplace, but yeah, with those after I sold my mystics, I bought mystic as well. Uh, The one I've got, I don't like the one I've crafted, so I just sold them early on. While they are very expensive. I crafted regenerator as well. I sold it for 0.2 Ethereum, I guess. But the most expensive mystic I've sold is like I think it was the razor blade. The okay, this one. Okay, let's see. Razor. This one. Sold it for 0.24. So this is a beast charm. Applies bleed for 4 turns for single attack, then 2 turns for AoE and multi hit. So I think I discussed most of the. Let me think. Oh, let me go back to the pureness bonus. I'll show you this one. Okay, for the pureness bonus, okay. Oh, the body itself is considered one part for pureness bonus. Okay, so meaning an aqua axie with six aqua parts will give 8 plus 8 pureness bonus. Meaning 7 parts including the body plus 8 is 15. So we get a pure axie will get a total of 15 potential points. And for 6 only you get plus 6. So that's 12 in total. So let me show it to you. Okay, this one is a pure beast. So if you remove all the charms, unequip, we can use unequip all to unequip all these charms. So this is a pure beast, so I have 15 potential points in total. So for this one, let me check if I have an axie that is not okay. One. So I have one beast part and the rest is aqua. So yeah, I only have 12 potential points and 1 beast. So yep, basically you can actually I don't think that less potential points is worse than pure builds. Uh, Meaning you can get better. There are certain skill combinations that it's okay to sacrifice some potential points in order to get some right combination of cards. For example, this one, I think it's better. It has taunt, meaning the target is always targeted by enemy attack abilities. So generally, if you use this card, the opponent is forced to attack this Axie, and if it's reduced to below 50 HP, it's possible you can get the additional effect of Axie keys, which applies death mark for 4 turns. If this Axie's HP is below 50, so death mark probably this one of the best debuff right now. So whenever your opponent plays an attacker, the target takes 15 damage per energy spent. So every time you spend an energy, the target that you use this uh, that you applied their death mark on will take 15 more damage for every energy you spent. So and so it's like if you use this, and I mean there's just it did so much damage if you can apply that mark to your opponent. So yeah, that's just an example of synergy where you can sacrifice potential points for those synergies. Okay, so I think that's it for the potential points. This one as well, this is my Dawn. So there are classes Mech Dawn, other classes Mech Dawn, and Dusk. Mm, Wait a second. Okay. So okay. Okay, I think that's it for now. Okay, I think that's it for now. I discussed all the basics. So what I'm trying to say is just aside from the basic classes, Aqua, Beast, Plant, Axie, Reptiles, there are also the other classes, Dawn, Dusk, and Mech. So these axes are there are no mech moveset for now, but these are the do you call that classes? Other classes aside from the basic ones. So I think that's it for my tutorial. So yeah, if you have okay, I think I've answered all the questions. So just follow me on Twitter at StazDingo, and see you on the next bootcamp. Yep. Thank you for watching.
All right, Staz, thank you so much for that wonderful bootcamp. It was really informative, and I really apologize for forgetting to remind the people to mute their mic, and I think you got distracted for quite a bit. But guys, as mentioned by Staz, we are going to have this bootcamp weekly starting today. This is gonna be the day number 1, and on the following weeks that we are going to have our bootcamps is gonna be more informative, more in depth, and more on the advanced strategies that Staz is currently doing and doing in the current meta. So if you guys are available on next week for the next episode, please once again go here on our Discord, which is discord.gg/YGG, and please invite your scholars. It's gonna be really helpful. It's gonna be really um, um, a good session, especially for people who wants to play competitively. So, all right, guys. Good night, everyone, and see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.